Here's something I'm going to say to all creators who feel like they're struggling with their Kickstarter. Drawn Talk! Today we're going to be looking at a comic book Kickstarter that failed and answer the question, why? Why did it fail?
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of Drawn Talk. It's your boy Tyler, and we're just putting on the shades once again. We got the knife out. We're ready to freaking party. Now, today's video doesn't bring me any joy at all to talk about because we're going to be looking at a Kickstarter that failed, but there are reasons why it failed. And I think it's important that we look at these, not just the successes, but also the failures, and see, okay, what went wrong, what could have been better, what could have improved this Kickstarter, all right? And I'm going into this because I got a Kickstarter coming on February 15th. It's in a freaking week. We're launching it on February 15th. Chef's Pasta La Vista. I am so nervous for this project, but it's going to be a silly goose time. Links in the description. You can sign up for this book. You can also read a free 12-page comic of the chefs before you back it. So I hope to see you guys there, but let's look at this. So what prompted me to do this video, actually, to start off with, was this tweet from Brian Ball saying, case study, what went wrong here? Don't bash, just state facts. I'll lead. And he links over to this Kickstarter. So this Kickstarter that we're going to be talking about is Earth's Best Friends Volume 1. Now, I actually know the creator. I drew a comic book for him several years ago when I first started out. And it was a really interesting comic. And so there he is. There's Michael Gaddy. And so this is his comic, Earth's Best Friends. Now, if we just go into and analyze this, $10,000 goal. Okay, so you have a $10,000 goal. That's a really big goal. Like a really big goal. And most new creators can't ever do such a goal, Okay, so whenever I see a creator's goal, I immediately look at what their base product is, which is typically the physical book. So if we go down to the rewards, his first pledge is $1, and that gets you just a 5-page preview of the book. And then the next one is $25, and that makes you a super backer, and that will give you the entire full copy of the book and a digital copy. Now, just at $25 alone, if that was your only tier, to make $10,000, you will need to have 400 backers. Okay, that's a lot. It's a lot of backers. Most creators struggle to break even 100, especially new creators. So 400 is a lot of backers. So you're really hoping that you can get 400 on there, all right? Next up, this is what we get. This is what we see. Here's the artwork. There's only 2 pages of artwork. And then after that, just a short summary of the book, and it says the 10,000 raised is to pay my team to make this book. Well, we don't know the players. We don't know who this team is. We don't know what their names are. We don't know what their faces are. Heck, we don't really know what this comic book is about, except with this one paragraph. And so let's go into so because of this discussion, creators shared their tips. So first off is from Brian saying, the creator wanted $10,000 for a project, but only gave it 10 days. That's huge. 10,000 in 10 days. You need to, on average, get $1,000 a day. And if you look at the project, it didn't break that. It didn't even do that in those 10 days. 10 days is a very, very short amount of time. I'm so curious as to what the creator thought he could do in those 10 days to get 10,000. You're curious about that. But yeah, $10,000. All right. This one says, showing very little and asking a lot. There are only 2 pages shown here and none of the 4 promised covers. Not even a concept or sketch. Something I had to learn the hard way was my first time. And then the second point is, this is a big project and 10,000 is a very high goal for a newcomer. Something I looked at myself and chose to break down into smaller, more achievable goals. This has 5 chapters, so why not break it down into 5 campaigns at $2,000 each? That is a great idea. What he could have done instead, because he's clearly having to pay out of pocket for these pages, instead of doing a massive almost $100 page book, maybe break it up into smaller sections so that your funding goal is cheaper and more affordable for yourself and the backer. Also, showing very little, going back to the showing very little and asking a lot, there's only 2 pages of artwork. And after that, it's pretty dead. But if you go onto their Instagram, there's tons of art from the book. And so it makes me go, why didn't you just post some of this art, some of these concepts? It would have been a lot better had we seen, this is cool to see the sketch, to see it from concept to the actual line art. This would have been good to include on the page, on his Kickstarter page, instead of leaving it so empty. This is from Matt Trent saying, the rewards jumped up from $1 to $25 without anything cheaper in between. The higher tiers don't offer anything special. There's no incentive other than 4 copies of the same book in the $1,000 co-creator tier that no one would go for with a lack of information on the page. Larry Holder, nothing I can see on the campaign explains why $10,000 is needed to make a comic book. At a glance, it doesn't speak to a $10K budget. One thing I think is really cool with Kickstarters is you'll scroll down and you'll see all the different pages, you'll see the team, you'll see how, and then there's always like a graph, like a pie chart, and they'll see like, this is where the funds are coming. It says, the $10,000 is to pay my team to make this book happen, distribute it to everyone who purchases it. It will go to character design, page illustration, colors, cover designs, printing, shipping, and other marketing expenses. It's nice if he had broken it down so that we as the backer could see, is this worth $10,000? Skinny says he's got this picture at the top. No one cares much about new creators. They're not backing to go on a date with you. Talk about the book first. Tank says a severe lack of info. As a potential backer, that is a massive red flag. Dan saying, needed more art showcase, especially a kick-ass cover. Needed a project, more confidence in the product. We can't get stoked if you're not stoked. Put more energy into the pitch. If you talk about your team, feature them on the campaign page. So we'll go to the next one, but first, need to project more confidence in the project. By beefing this up with all of that concept art that he had on his Instagram and all the various images, this would have boosted more confidence, I think, in potential backers. $10,000 is still a massive goal, as well as only doing it in 10 days. I still don't know why he did it in 10 days. But you need to showcase that. If you pump up and you freaking G up your Kickstarter page, people will have a little more confidence. And then I like that we see his face and he talks from the heart about his project. That's a plus and helps us connect with the team in the book. But you need to put a little more planning than this into your pitch. It's very low effort, which makes the project seem that way. And then someone jokingly said no cartoon boobies. And so ultimately, this is why this book failed. Now, I know some other stuff, okay? I know the creator. And for like 30 days, every single day, he would tag me and like 50 other people in like a Facebook post to like get everyone excited for Earth's Best Friends. And probably by the 20th day, I got really annoyed because I don't like getting just tagged into random things. And then one of the updates was like, I didn't know anything about the book either in these updates. And one of the posts was reasons why you should back at the $50 tier, and the $50 tier was what his explanation was, to make my dreams come true. And I'm like, bruh, I got dreams too, man. I got dreams too. And so I felt inclined, because I've been tagged for 30 freaking days, I felt inclined to comment on the post and say, hey man, this is not the way to market a Kickstarter. This doesn't get me excited about the book. It actually annoys me. And I try to give really nice, good feedback. And in turn, I got blocked. So I didn't even know when the book came out, but I got blocked on literally every social media platform from the creator because I offered some advice. And so here's something I'm going to say to all creators who feel like they're struggling with their Kickstarter. If you're going to post on Facebook, if you're going to post on social media, post about the book. Post a pitch about the book. Post sentences that make us want to buy the book. As a customer, you're not making a book for you. You're making a book for the customer. So when you say support a small creator, here's the link. No offense, no one cares. If you put a thing that says I got a Kickstarter going, check it out, no one cares. Say, hey, I'm really struggling, I don't even think I'm gonna get any backers today, help us out. No one cares. Like, literally, like, it sucks to say this, but no one cares. You have to make the customer care. You have to make them feel like, wow, I have to get on this book. I have to read this book. And if all you're saying is, I really could use 5 backers today, back my book. Well, what's in it for me? This book I don't know about? This unknown book? Get me excited about the book. Show some passion. Because if you can't do that, I'm probably just not going to read it. I'm probably just not going to read it. So, why did Earth's Best Friends fail? It failed because the timeline was too short. 10 days was too short. The goal was too high. The Earth's Best Friends Kickstarter page wasn't G'd up. There wasn't enough artwork to show. The pitch wasn't good. The tiers weren't laid out well enough. And then the marketing as well wasn't done correctly. That's why the book failed. And I hope that as we creators, as we look at this, we can see one thing. It's the biggest thing is respect the customer. That's the biggest thing is you have to respect the customer. When you G up your Kickstarter page, it's to respect the customer. It's to say, hey, I took the time making this awesome page because I want to earn your dollar, okay? I want to earn your dollar, okay? Don't make it sound like, hey, you're going to be grateful that you got my book. No. You're going to be grateful when that customer buys your book. So, guys, I don't know, it's a tough freaking thing to do, to have like a Kickstarter fail. I'm sure that it was hard on the creator. A big thing is, just don't be, all creators have ego. If someone tells you, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this, don't block them. So, all right. Chefs comes out in 7 days. I hope to see you there. Dairy King, the superhero who gets his powers from milk, has to stop a pasta frickin' invasion. I hope to see you there. Also, what are your thoughts on bow tie pasta? My favorite thing about bow tie pasta is